My name is Michael Moran, and today I'm going to talk to you about the case for vaccinations. As a soon-to-be new parent, I'm aware of the controversy surrounding vaccinations. There are questions out there about their safety, about what goes in them, and about their long-term effects. Now, I understand these concerns, but recognize that as a parent, we all want what is best for our children. However, I've therefore done extensive research, and I've come to the conclusion the benefits of vaccinations far outweigh the risks. According to vaccine.gov, there are several good reasons for getting your vaccinations. First and foremost, it makes you less susceptible to debilitating disease. This could save your child's life. Vaccines protect us from serious illnesses that could leave your child severely handicapped or even kill them. Second, vaccines protect others in the community. Not everyone is healthy enough or able to get vaccinated. When the people around them are vaccinated against an illness, those people are much less susceptible to disease. Vaccines also save your family time and money. Just think of the time off associated with a seriously ill child, the money associated with those medical bills. All that can be saved with a few little shots. And finally, vaccines protect future generations. Through the use of vaccinations, we've been able to eliminate some diseases that used to be prevalent. Diseases like smallpox. Future generations don't have to be vaccinated against these because we have eliminated them in the present. In the future, this might include diseases like mumps and measles, things that we are currently vaccinated for. As a case study for the benefits of vaccination, we'll take a look at polio. Polio is a highly contagious disease. However, most people that contract it never have any symptoms. Those that do exhibit some type of flu-like symptom. However, for a small percentage, polio can cause paralysis and death. They contract what's called paralytic polio. Now, in 1952, there were nearly 60,000 cases of polio reported in the United States. 3,000 of those cases ended in death, according to kidshealth.org. Now, often, someone who contracted the paralytic polio would lose control over their respiratory system. The treatment for that involved placing them in an iron lung, where they'd spend the rest of their lives on their backs as the machines pumped oxygen in and out of the area around them, changing the pressure and allowing them to breathe. However, in 1955, the polio vaccine was introduced. In less than a quarter century, polio had been eliminated entirely from the United States. About a decade after that, polio was eliminated from the entire Western Hemisphere. Those results cannot be ignored. From 3,000 deaths in 1952 to none in 1979. That's a track record vaccines offer. Many people are concerned about the chemicals that go into the making of vaccines. It's important to remember when you're talking about chemicals that because an element is inside a compound does not mean that compound has the same characteristics of the element. And that just because something might be toxic in large quantities does not mean that it's toxic in small quantities. First, we're going to talk about the thimerosal. Now, according to vaccineyourbaby.org, thimerosal was a common preservative found in vaccines. It happens to contain mercury. However, it's not the same as the methylmercury that's found in nature. This is an ethyl mercury. Ethyl mercury leaves the body quickly. It does not have the same effects on the body as the methylmercury. It is in fact perfectly safe. However, Even though it's perfectly phased, it was still phased out in the 90s due to environmental concerns and concerns of any possible linkage to problems. Today, it is not found in common vaccines. It's only included in a few multi-dosage vials of flu vaccinations. Next, we're going to talk about adjuvants. Adjuvants are chemicals that stimulate the body's immune system to produce better results from a vaccine. Now, in the United States, the only adjuvants that's allowed are aluminum. Aluminum helps stimulate the immune system. And without it, you would need more shots and you would have a less effective vaccine. Further, aluminum is present in nature. It's present in the water that we drink, the food that we eat. It's even put into infant formula, and it occurs naturally in breast milk. Next, some are concerned about egg proteins. Eggs are used to make vaccines. However, these are the same eggs that we eat for breakfast. They are not harmful. However, your child could have an allergy, and that could produce a reaction. So if your child is allergic to eggs, you might want to consult your doctor on that before any vaccinations. Finally, one of the concerns is formaldehyde. Now, we have a negative reaction to formaldehyde because of its association with embalming. And formaldehyde is known to cause damage in DNA. However, it's also present in the body. It's a byproduct of metabolism. It actually allows us to create DNA and RNA. Now, formaldehyde is present in many vaccines. However, at very low dosages. In fact, if in the common vaccine, the most a child would get is 0.2 milligrams. And that would change their blood formaldehyde content only by about 20%. In other words, it is 1/5 of what's already in their bloodstream. Further, animals have been given 600 times that amount and had no ill effects. Finally, I'm going to talk about SIDS and autism. Of course, SIDS is a very concerning syndrome. It comes on without warning, and really there's not much that can be done to stop it once it's started. However, there is a common misconception that there's a link between vaccines and SIDS. Now, this comes from the fact that most vaccines are given to young children before the age of 1. And then most vaccines, or most SIDS cases, are in children younger than the age of 1. Now, just because a child is getting vaccines and suffers from SIDS at the same time does not mean that one caused the other. Next, we're going to talk about autism. Autism is the same way. There have been claims that the mercury in vaccination causes autism. However, there is no evidence of increased risk due to vaccinations. And in fact, the mercury in most vaccinations has been removed. Further, studies have been done, and those that were not vaccinated were at no greater risk due to their vaccinations. So if you'll take my advice, I would say get vaccinated. Vaccines have a proven record of stopping illnesses. They do contain chemicals. Those chemicals have been proven to be safe to people. And there are no links to debilitating diseases caused by vaccines. Thank you.